Ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt was a civilization of ancient North Africa concentrated along the lower reaches of the Nile River in the place that is now the country Egypt. The artworks of ancient Egypt has fascinated people for thousands of years. The early Greek and the later Roman artists were influenced by Egyptian techniques, and their art will inspire those of other cultures up to the present day. Many artists are known from later periods, but those of Egypt are completely anonymous. For a very interesting reason, their art was functional and created for a practical purpose, whereas later art was intended for aesthetic pleasure. Artists adhered to artistic forms and iconography that were developed during the Old Kingdom, following a strict set of principles that resisted foreign influence and internal change. These artistic standards, simple lines, shapes, and flat areas of color combined with the characteristic flat projection of figures with no indication of spatial depth, created a sense of order and balance within a composition. Ancient Egyptian artists used stones as a medium for carving statues and fine reliefs, but used wood as a shape and easily curved substitute. Paints were obtained from minerals such as iron ores, red and yellow ochres, copper ores, soot and charcoal, and limestone. Paints will be mixed with gum arabic as a binder and pressed into cakes, which could be moistened with water when needed. Pharaohs used reliefs to record victories in battle, royal decrees, and religious scenes. Common citizens had access to pieces of funerary art, such as Shakti statues and books of the dead, which they believed would protect them in the afterlife.
Culture. Ancient Greeks were deeply religious people. They worshipped many gods who they believe appear in human form. This is represented in the Iliad and the Odyssey, where there is a record of many interactions with various gods and goddesses. In the arts, many of these gods were painted, sculpted, and represented in stone. Western art was influenced by Greek art as well as architecture. The first cinema theater appeared in Greece in 1997, and the first theater was built in 1914. Some of the Greek contributions are science and philosophy. They were always looking for an explanation of the events. Democracy. They created the first democracy, and it's something we still use. The alphabet. They were the first civilization in use it. Most of the current alphabet is based in the Greek alphabet. Mathematics. There are many mathematicians that laid the foundation of what we know as calculus. And mythology. Greeks usually explain some events through myths, which are still used in our culture but with a different tool.
Roman Empire. Roman Empire lasted over 5 million years. Their culture was made up of a lot of parts of different cultures that they adapted to their own. So they used different aspects of other cultures to create their own. One of the most influential cultures was the Greek one, that they used a lot of aspects of their culture. Some like the art, that they put some of the aspects of Roman Empire to the Greek one. Or when they created their gods, they are a counterpart of the ones of Rome. So Roman Empire, it's like similar to different cultures because of they were conquering different parts, and they used those types of religion, culture, art to create their own. So that's Roman Empire.
Hey there, it's Selena. So in my world tour, I decided to stop here in Europe in Middle Ages. This one you see is a castle, and it was beautiful, so I decided to talk about their culture so you should know more. So I decided to dress like a woman with a high social status of the time, not like rich. So here I am, embarrassing myself. But anyway, just for you. Society was divided as a pyramid, with the clergy and nobles at the top, with a lot of peasants at the bottom, here in front of the castle. So anyway, talking about philosophy, Thomas Aquinas believed that both reason and Christian teaching came from gold. Talking about code of chivalry, Thomas Aquinas and his knights became the highest symbols of courage, faith, and chivalry. The women's towards change. Women's were seen like helpless, beautiful, and pure. Science was limited because it wasn't about only reason and observation. The theories continued to be mixed with superstitions and legends. We're leaving because it told us they are going to make something. I don't understand, so I will give you in the video some pictures I take about me in the castle and only the castle. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see next time.
Now is going to be the Renaissance culture. Mostly the men were used to wear colorful clothes like this one, and also hats to represent their economic structure in their country or well in their cities. They often wore hats as well. Some of them were like more fancy stuff, but for the woman they wore long dresses that generally had high waists and puffy sleeves, also with the shoulders that are attached to their dresses. Now, the Renaissance encompassed innovative flowering of Latin and vernacular literatures, beginning with the 14th century, reference of learning based on classical resources, the development of linear perspective, and the other techniques of rendering, like in their pictures and all like that, for more natural reality in their paintings. Now for the culture of the mannerism, also known as the late Renaissance. This culture was like after the Renaissance, but more evolved. The people tend to be more fashion with their clothes, like more evolved clothes, to also referring to the economic culture and to place the figure of their body to look more attractive, and also to show the perfect figure to the public in all the cities and countries. Also, well, this Baroque era was a distinct cultural period in which music as well as other arts participated. In a detailed analysis of the music, the author transfers mannerist elements in theory, composition, and performance.
Now I'm going to talk about the pre-Hispanic cultures. They were divided in three main ones. The first one was the Paleolithic. Is where the cavemen started to build their tools and weapons to hunt down. And they used like stones, sticks, and something like that. The first one was a stick attached with a stone, and it was like a spoon. Now, the second one was the Mesolithic. It's where the cavemen were evolving, so they were using like the first steps of language, like the hieroglyphics, something like that. They start writing in caves, and it's a kind of art that we use to reference history. And the last one was the Neolithic. It where the cavemen constructed their own civilization, and it started with the agriculture and like this, a new civilization that for them was like a new step of life.